Welcome. I'm Noah. This is Noah's Hearts Chant. Welcome. This is Saturday evening. Each day of the week is ruled by a planet, my friends. Don't ever forget this, my dear friends, my followers, my fans. Saturn. Saturn, huh? Sounds like, yeah, of course. It's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a planet that has the vices would be sorrow, okay? And it would be avarice. Like, you can't keep anything to yourself. Somebody tells you something, and go and gossip, you do this and you do that. Avarice, not good. Vice. Sorrow, well, you want sorrow, right? That's a vice, it's not a virtue. The opposite, the virtue would be silence. You can be trusted. In other words, somebody can tell you something in complete confidence and confidential, and you will keep it, you will respect it, and you will zip it and shut your mouth. All right? And then, of course, it would be, what's the opposite of sorrow? Okay, joy. Let's just call it joy. But tonight's theme is the thing that I tried to do earlier, but there's a lot of wind out in the lake, and it's just a lot of distortion. So I thought I'd pay the courtesy of do myself a favor and do it over again. With just a little bit quieter. All right? How's that? All right, very good. So I thank you for tuning in tonight. The theme: does hardship and slander make you or break you? Okay? It can be something very powerful. Because, well, it's heartfelt and it's hardship. A loss of a family member, a loss of the wife, of a husband, of a child, of a sibling, So it could be bad in many different areas, right, of your life. And slander, it's also very powerful, and it can hinder you. See, tonight I'm here to talk about whether it makes you or breaks you, right? So this obviously they're very powerful energies and art forms, negative, and depends who's empowering them, right? There's always going to be that person that wants to slander you, so they're going to say the opposite of what you are, what you do, and what you've done, and this and that, right? And the same thing with hardship, it just happens, and the death, sometimes they're not justified, but they nevertheless happen. And in this case, I will be making reference to my own life experiences, hardships, the slanders that I will be talking about, referencing my own, not trying to. This is never a show about it's all about me. No. I'm using myself to try to I'll be reaching some of you. Some of you have gone through hardship and horrifying things in your life and slander, and perhaps it hindered you. Some people that are weak, they commit suicide sometimes. It's like getting bullied and you commit suicide. That didn't happen in my neighborhood, my friends. I happened to physically defeat those who try to bully me. So, hey, I don't know. I can't relate about this weak links, and I'm sorry, but I know that some people are like flower childs, and they're just not made for violence or for any type of physical type of activity. It's like some people are made for sports and people are not. Some people are made to work to be really tough, boxers, wrestlers, etc. Karate, martial arts, and and some people can't do that. They don't have the balance. They don't have the backbone, the spine, the courage, the will, perhaps to even be partake in any of these events. So I'll start with hardship number one. The birth of my child, my firstborn. I believe that his birth was cursed. And I know it sounds, but then again, you can always tune out, my friend. This is about esoteric science. It's about mysticism. This is about metaphysics, about alchemy. It's about a lot of different, analytical and psychological aspects of things. And so these themes will resonate with you, or they're gonna freak you out, or they're just not at your level or beyond, or whatever. The thing is, I'm here to help you evolve, and I know that wasting time as a young person, wasting your youth away in counterproductive stuff is not what you want. It's not what you want to do, because it doesn't really get you anywhere except in trouble. And once some guy says to me, who do you think God respects the most? The person that goes the straight and narrow path, or the one that takes the side winding road but gets there? Well, you know what? Guess what? The side and winding road, that's because this person took risk and they had the courage to venture into this and find out for themselves what truth they discover. What truth? That's why truth can be anything, right? I mean, it's just it's just what your truth is, based on your knowledge, your experience, your history. I don't know, your ancestry, your DNA, whatever it is. It's just some people can resonate, okay, with what I say. Other ones will not. So let's move on into the actual hardship. My son was born. He's a beautiful child, but there was a problem that really became a problem after doctors got their paws on him and did surgery and things. And supposedly I was very young. And that's, for me, for something like that to happen to me at that age at a tender age is profound and horrifying and just terrible. So the reason I say it was cursed is because of these two women that I was involved with. One got pregnant, the other one was not pregnant, and they wanted to take possession of me, as far as they wanted to have me be the person, right? And at least one of them for sure, and the other one, well, she got pregnant by me, and she claimed she loved me and all this kind of stuff, right? So the other one proved to not be as in love like she said she was. She swore up and down, but she was put through a test, and she failed the test terribly. And that showed me that she was no different than the other one that got pregnant from me. So, hey, look, I had a choice to take responsibility for what I gave birth to, or just ignore and just continue on with somebody that already now failed a very important, ethical and moral test. Just leave it at that. I don't want to get into what she did. But she did come from a town where it was a little town where there was a lot of witchcraft and black arts and stuff like that. So revenge was in her mind and her heart when I left her. Okay, so later on, the doctor said he would live till he was a teen, and he outlived. He lived to the age of 28. At that point, I found out through, not through the mother of my firstborn, but through my oldest sister, who was ironically and phenomenally looking through the obituaries in the newspaper, something that she never ever does, and she found that my son had died. And obviously I was not going to be informed by the mother. She had no intent of letting me know. So when I did find out through my sister, I immediately packed my bag and I flew 1,800 miles away to go see, at least try to be there for my son's funeral. I went through hell once I was there. I did, it's just the whole thing was sad because the reason he died is unknown to me. I wasn't there. She could say whatever, but it was a thing of carelessness, and that's what hurts the most, when after all he had survived and all he lived, and he had to die in vain because of carelessness, because his grandmother had died a year or two before. A year before. So throughout that year, hey, there was not the same care for my son. Anyway, I always lived 1,800 miles away since we were very young. After that birth, became a professional musician, and I traveled and I toured and actually saved my life. And I did that for 18 years of tour from state to state. Hey, look, I don't want to get into it. The thing is, the hardship happened, and I'm just so glad that my sister was able to let me know. At least I did my part in trying to be there. Then 2 years later, my oldest brother, who I loved very much, he raised my three younger sisters when my father died. And rewind. My father was the first hardship. At the age of 16, he died on my birthday. Why that happened, I have no idea. Till this day, all I know is that it hurt me very much. I needed him very much at that time. At 16, you're a teen, and you're either kept contained and restricted from things, and or you're just out there all over the place. And that's not who I was. My father was very strict, and we kept discipline and order in the house. And so when he died, after he died, I was like freaked out. It's like, wow, I don't have to get up at a certain time. I don't have to go to school if I don't want to. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I'm just free. And it's a trickster thing, happens because you lose control. And emotionally, psychologically, you just you're just out there spinning your wheels and doing drugs, getting into all kinds of stuff that you would not have ever done if my father had been around. Okay, so after that, let's go back to, yes, then my son died. And then my brother, my oldest brother, who raised, again, my younger sisters, put them through school and college and stuff, and just really looked after them like a real man. And he looked after my mother as well. After he died, unfortunately, he died in a terrible way, in a horrifying setting at the VA, the Veterans Hospital, which was flocked by crows. There's trees around the hospital flocked by crows. I'm not into crows. Mystically, esoterically, doesn't resonate well with me. So I walked in there, and sure enough, a lot of zombies, men had been veterans, drugs so much just to keep them sedated, and they would just to keep order there. They would sedate them. My brother had already gone into alternative medicine and holistic stuff, and the government later called him and offered him what they call whatever they called it back then, and it was a combination of drugs, and they gave it to him, and he got dementia, aside from the sickness he had. And it was very sad to see my brother snap at me and other members of the family just because he didn't seem to recognize us at times. So, it was sad how he died. And then 2 years later, since he was so close to my mother, and my mother was so close to him, she died 2 years later. So, you can't really catch a break here. It's just like you're going through one hardship after another. And the fact is that these things do hinder you, and because of my knowledge of back then, I was already into an initiate mysticism and esoteric science and healing, holistic healing, and analytical psychology, depth psychology through Carl Jung, and then the Kabbalah and everything that I had been exposed to already helped me to help myself, not have the use or need of drugs, as far as like antidepressants and whatever else they have out there. I didn't use any of that. I used my knowledge, okay, which converts into wisdom, and then you fix yourself, because it's not just about magic or something. Yeah, there's alchemy involved. There's alchemy involved, but that's part of the training and the education that you receive as an initiate. And the Kabbalah really surely helped a lot, the Hebrew Kabbalah. And so, I was able to, without any medication, without any psychologist or psychiatrist, somebody's going to try to claim that I'm nuts and put me away somewhere or something. Fuck that. I'm sorry, but hey, that's out. So thanks to the knowledge, and that's why I say I don't give a shit how young or how old you are. Get attuned with these things, because might say, look at me and judge me and say, oh well, you're an older dude, so you're thinking differently or whatever. Just let young people be young people. Fuck that. Okay? My daughter, at the age of 16, went through a pretty horrifying experience, and something you never want for your kids. But that's the time when I said, you know what? I was going to start. I had already started travel Europe, and then I was going to be gallivanting here, drinking wine, dancing, and fornicating, probably making love to whoever. And but at that moment, at the age of 16, she needed me, and that triggered back when my father died at the age of 16. And I said, no, what kind of a man am I? Well, if I'm going to not be able to take responsibility and take charge of my daughter's life at the time that she needed me, okay? I was not going to do that to her that my father did to me, but I don't blame my father at all. He was an older man. He was like my father, my grandfather. He was 73, and I was 16, My little sisters were 7, 5, and 3. Those are the ones he left behind, which my oldest brother raised. So yeah, it's not a good thing. So I said, look, I am who I am now. I've matured. I have to take responsibility for my daughter. And a mentor of mine said to me, don't worry about her until, she's 18. She can make up your mind as far as, where she wants to go with you, with her mom, or what she needs or whatever. I said to myself, no, she needs me now. The ordeal she was going through. So I had to get really involved, defend her, protect her, heal her, do everything I knew that I had been embedded and with, all the stuff that I used to help myself. I used to help her put her life back together and everything was there, and then of course the divorce thing is never a good thing, That's how you destroy the kids, because of this conflict between, the mother and the father. And a lot of marriages are based on bullshit. They're not really, a union of one, So the kids suffer because of these stupid, toxic, idiotic decisions and choices and compromises we as adults make. So I was on the right track when I married, and I wanted a family. I didn't want just one child. Of course I did, but I wanted her to have a brother and sister, and that didn't happen because of stupidity and stuff that happened. Okay, so we go into the slander. The slander, oh my God, the slander, I've had slander before at work, and it hinders you because it's bullshit, and it does. It's like a person is spitting venom, a goddamn snake spitting venom about you that's not even fucking real. But people, these people create the benefit, they create the doubt, and some suckers, I don't know, they don't like you that much, or they envy of you. They're going to empower that bullshit, that slander. Okay, so in this case, it was a terrible, terrible. It was completely out of character, completely the opposite of who I am and who I've ever been. I have 5 sisters that they know me well. I have a sibling, and they knew me. We grew up together. So they felt empathy, they felt sympathy for me, and shame in the sense because the person that had slandered me, and I was slandered only because to protect her own interests and her own stuff. So, I was the target and I was the actual victim. So yeah, I had to. I went through hell. I didn't have. It blew my mind completely. Also, I talk about some people being women or men being evolved and not operating in the first, the second, third dimensions to be operate, to evolutionize and be operating in higher dimensions. The reason I say that is not just because of the sexual addiction or whatever addiction they have, or vices that they think they're great. It makes them fucking egotistical and arrogant and narcissistic and selfish and all kinds of crap. And they think they're superior. That's the sick part about the whole thing. But yeah, it just it blew my mind so much that I had insomnia. And after you have insomnia, well, ultimately you cannot work. You can't deal. Your mind, your body, spirit is all shot. And so I lost business. I lost everything I had built because I thought it would be, maybe I could recoup in a couple of months. But it took, I did recoup in 2.5 months, but then I remained there trying to, working on my self-esteem. So what happened is that after I recouped, I, did my own therapy, working from dawn to dusk, literally, and changed my diet, everything. I lost 28 pounds. My self-esteem went up. My confidence level went up. I got out of the goddamn hole, the hell that I talk about. It's almost like the abyss, that I talked about. And all because of what? I'm fucking innocent. So I had to rebuild myself, reconstruct myself, recreate myself, and come back to Chicago, where I lived, and face my demons and reunite with my child that I missed so much when I was gone. Oh my God, I never thought that I would be away from her. Anyhow, this is slander, and this hinders you as much as hardship, because when it's deep and profound like that, like what the fuck, it's just like, it's mind-blowing. And so what this does is it sets you back. But the point of this whole thing is to say, did it break me or did it make me? Well, you know what? It made me into the person I am now. I don't know if you agree with this person, but I tell you what, I'm a wonderful person. I'm a beautiful man. And I should be appreciated. Just because the thing is, it not just takes the training, the education, the actual practice of all these studies combined, but it takes balls, okay? Balls, spine. If you don't have a base of the spine, you don't have shit, okay? You can have, everybody has their own virtues and things, I understand, and everybody has their different intelligence, I understand that, and everybody has a different understanding of things. Sure, fine. When it comes to stuff like this, the only way you're going to survive all this shit like that I went through, I talked about the good, the bad, the ugly, the horrifying, okay, the nightmarish. If you can save yourself through spirituality, like I did, then, hey, you are a true initiate, my friend, whether you're a woman, a man, a young man, a young girl. It's just, it's your devotion, your dedication, your education, how you take this seriously, and how you know that this will help you in the future. I've always asked in my videos, Are you ready to meet your maker? Okay, because if you're playing in the mud and doing all this kind of crap, working, in the lower, operating in the lower dimensions, yeah, you're capable of being a filthy liar. You're capable of being a pig. I never referred to, never have, but I heard one woman refer to women that are insatiable as pigs. Well, I don't. That's not what I accustom. I do call them nymphomaniacs, nymphets, because there's. But then, the worst thing of all from this unscrupulous type of behavior is really really not having scruples. In other words, I don't know. You fuck everybody, you have sex with everybody, but you don't have sex with your father, with your mother, with your brother, your sister, your cousin, your niece, or whatever. That's out. Okay, that's going beyond. That's out. And so I suppose that some women that I've been with who were nymphs, maybe were guilty of that. I don't know. I never found out. And but when I did find out about something and someone in particular, it destroyed me. It really did destroy me. And so, look, this thing about soulmates and all that kind of talk and all that stuff is fine if and when this person is not beyond. In other words, yeah, she could be very sexual and very active and be a cheater and be all kinds of a liar. But to go cross that line into not having scruples, that's out. I mean, I have no empathy for that. That's just out. You have to have fucking control. All right. If you're gonna break your husband's heart, you're gonna break your boyfriend's heart, or your girlfriend's out, or you're out, or you're gonna do something destructive like that. You gotta have the balls to be honest and be honest with yourself first. Okay, be honest with yourself. Love yourself, respect yourself, value yourself, and I keep saying this because this is true. Because if you don't do this, you don't have this established within yourself, you cannot be trusted. You cannot, it's not capable of you loving somebody dearly because you don't love yourself. Come on, you don't respect yourself. Why should you respect him? You have desires, you go out and you do whatever, as long as nobody finds out secrets, all kinds of crap. I don't want to get into all that because that's going into another, but still, not having scruples is a terrible thing. And that's the most destructive thing that can happen here in your heart. It's not about because she fucked somebody. She always fucks somebody, okay? Or because he fucked somebody. No, he's always done that. He's always done. You probably knew this. You were having sex with him because he was a good lover, or she was a good lover. And regardless of what she did, her behavior. And so, okay, I'm going to wrap it up here. Hardship and slander is hindering and can break you temporarily. But then you have to have the balls. You have to get the education, the training, the experience, everything to put yourself, the education to put yourself back together, Fuck the psychiatrists and psychologists and the medication and the Xanax or whatever they fucking call for depression. No. Be a man, be a woman, have the fucking balls, have the ovaries. Get it straight, all right? Very good. I don't care how young you are. Do not fuck your life, all right? Don't waste your life. Do not do stuff. nothing but bad karma you're building for yourself, and then later you got to pay for it. All right. And listen, I took my turn at the age of 38, so I wasn't that young, but I surely wasn't old. I was still at a prime age, and nevertheless, I took that turn, and that's it. So you don't have to fuck your life away. Literally, you can put it together, get it together, let it mean something, form a union, a soul union. Integrate, multiply, have a family. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but women at the age of 40, if they don't have children, is because either have endometriosis, something that has to do, they cannot produce a child, they cannot be fertile, or you don't have the will to have kids. So more likely than not, by that age of 40, you've had a series of abortions or things like that. And abortions can be a terrible thing, especially when you're married and either you or the husband or the wife wants child, and you will not let it happen. Okay? And especially when you got one child and you want him or her to have a brother, sister, siblings, and you don't give a shit. That's a terrible thing, okay? That's a terrible, terrible thing. All right. Well, it was nice chatting with you tonight. I hope you enjoy your evening. I'm out of here. I just need to do this because I know the earlier one, there's a lot of wind at the lake, and it just distorted. And I'm sorry, but that's what happened. I felt like doing it then, and now it's had the energy to do it now again. For you, for all the followers, all the fans, if you like this kind of stuff, please like, subscribe. You'll be fed automatically. Anything that I do that's new, you won't miss it. It will be sent to you. And the other thing is just share. So once you subscribe, all you got to take is a button that says share, and you click that and you share with whoever. Not just whoever, but somebody that's going to appreciate me. Okay? Hello. Very good. Thank you so much. And that's enough for tonight. I hope that I was able to help in some way or the other. And this is what it's all about. Trying to help you, help yourself, help me, help myself, this kind of stuff. And taking it to higher levels, man. All right? Or woman. All right, very good. Thank you so much. Check me out at SoundCloud. I have an audio platform there, SoundCloud under King Noah. And King, because that was the first role that I played in as an actor. I was a king. So I started at the top. Royalty. And so, yeah, SoundCloud, King Noah, audio. And I did have a LinkedIn, no more. I will form something else. I have Twitter. Yeah, you can go in there. Have a good night. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, share. Bye-bye. It's the bananas.